WOCA. Ocala.
Monday after the holiday. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to get up. Oh man.
Traffic was the same this morning. A lot of people on the road.
Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
Happy you this first Monday of 2016.
Really, really good. How about yourself?
Good. It is 43 degrees. It is 19 minutes after 7 o'clock a.m. on the 4th day of January 2016. You're listening to The Source, WOCA, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a bite to eat later on when they're open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Robin. How you doing?
Good. I am good. I love today. It's beautiful.
Back in the saddle?
Yep, back in the saddle.
Back to the normal?
Yep.
Back to the normal things?
Back to new adventurous stuff. I'm looking at this as an adventurous
everything
year.
is an adventure.
Yeah, not normal
every day.
anymore.
Every day is another opportunity to renew everything. I think that we don't realize we're living sometimes. Sometimes we don't. You look back at what you did like last year, or 10 years ago, and you like reminisce. Oh man! But you don't realize you're living today. 10 years from now, you're going to reminisce about this.
That's right.
Maybe not this exact thing. You might. Oh, remember that morning we said it was 45 degrees out?
Yeah.
43 degrees. What is the forecast for today anyway? Let me see.
It's nice. I never make it as a meteorologist.
No, that you would, actually. That would be a great thing. Turn on what's the weather say, honey? Oh, the lady says it's nice. That's all I need to know, really. Is there any reason to know anything else?
Exactly.
Do I need to know about the nimbulous clouds? Do I need to know about them? Some clouds this morning. Speaking of clouds, it doesn't say what type. Anyway, generally sunny skies. High temperatures staying relatively cool, only reaching the mid-60s.
Oh, okay.
Lows
nice.
tonight around 42 degrees. So there we go. Tomorrow, no mention of rain. Again, partly cloudy, mostly sunny. Highs around 60. Lows around 48 tomorrow night
nice.
or Wednesday morning. And then it gets a little bit warmer by Friday. Friday is the first Friday art walk, by the way.
Yes, it
Even
is.
though it's the second Friday. You figure it out.
Yeah.
But there is a 50% chance of rain.
Oh, okay.
So let's hope it doesn't happen.
There was no rain on New Year's Eve, so which would have New Year's Day Eve, which would have been the first Friday art walk. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so we'll do it. 7:35. We will take the news. There are 2 points in the news today that I really think have a lot of meat to them, and one is the gun thing that the president is doing, and the other one is that situation in Oregon. With that militia took over the government building, but I guess they surrendered already, those two guys. I was afraid it was
in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was going to be another one of those Ruby Ridge stories or another one of those Waco, Texas stories. And who knows? But anyway, that's why, don't call now about it. Wait,
okay, I won't say anything.
You got to wait about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then we'll bring those things up and we'll open the phone lines. I have a way to do my thing here.
Yes, you do.
But there are other news stories. So we'll talk about the news. We'll offer commentary. We'll open the phone line so you guys can comment on everything that we've got to go, and that's the way that is. 8:35 is when we don't do that. We simply read the news. We get more news in that way, but we don't offer any commentary or attempt to be entertaining in any way. Bern Paresa will be here at 9 to 5. Bern is a medical correspondent for WOCA. She's a beautiful lady. We love Bern. She's got such a bright, vibrant personality. And
such fun.
And she's just a plain pretty lady. The word plain doesn't mean that. She's just a pretty lady.
Yes.
Anyway, she's the president and CEO of Good for All Marketing. We love having her in the studio, and it's always too short with her.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Alan Smith coming on at 9:35. He is a doctor. He promotes economic education. He's a professor of economics emeritus at Eastern Illinois University. Retired after 30 years of teaching economics. What does emeritus mean? I can't remember what that means again.
I don't remember, but I know it's highly regarded.
What is the word that means?
An expert, maybe?
What is the word that means sometimes? What is the word that means adjunct? Well, adjunct professor.
Adjunct,
An adjunct professor means they're part-time.
That's right.
I always thought it was such a cool word. I'm an adjunct. I could be an adjunct to anything.
You could.
I'm an adjunct. What do I do part-time? Everything I do is full-time.
I know.
I'm an adjunct busker. I'm an adjunct busker.
Or an adjunct psychologist.
Oh, yeah, I only do that part-time.
Yeah.
I don't think things through very often. Just now and then. Just now and then I think things through. Most of the time I just wing things. It's pretty true. What did I say? He's got a book called Raiding the Trust Fund, Using Social Security Money to Fund Tax Cuts for the Rich. Oh, very political, huh?
Yes.
10:05, Mark Friedlander. Served in the U.S. Air Force. He's an attorney. He's a member of the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators.
I think that's cool.
Oh, already you know 3 vastly different things about the man. Leonardo da Vinci Gets a Do-Over is the name of his book. He's also going to speak about the pros and cons of STEM education, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math.
Yep. It's advocated by the U.S. government.
Okay. Dr. Mary Harrell is coming on at 10:35. It says here, I booked her. For those who don't understand why we laugh sometimes at these things or why I seem confused about the guests is because typically they're booked 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I forget. So I booked her, huh?
Yes, you did.
She's a psychotherapist and imaginal psychologist. Imaginal.
I know. This is so cool.
An associate professor emeritus, there's that word again, at State University of New York at Oswego. Imaginal figures in everyday life, stories from the world between matter and mind.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating.
And I found her. How did I find her?
Yes, you did.
You don't know how I found her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do know how I found her?
Yeah, RTV.
Oh, one of those guides. Okay.
Yeah, but you found her extremely fascinating. And she's so nice
I'm
to
sure I
talk
did.
to.
I'm sure I did. It's just I forget. I'm a part-time rememberer. I'm an
adjunct
rememberer. Dave Andrews at 11:05, known as America's #1 sobriety coach. Oh gosh, that's good.
Well, he's recovering.
The 30-day sobriety solution: how to cut back or quit drinking in the privacy of your own home. That's great. Yeah, don't quit drinking in a bar. I went to the bar and I didn't have anything. Why not? I'm quit. It's a new thing. I'm quitting right there.
That's right.
And my sex addiction, I went to the brothel and said, no thanks, man. None for me today.
Biting your lip, you know.
None for me today. I've quit that habit.
He's a recovering.
Fun with Joe. It is the beginning of the year, so our game today is all about endings.
Okay. Oh, he also co-authored the book by Jack Canfield, in case you need weight like that.
I know. You mean
the guy,
some
Dave
credentials?
Andrews, yeah. And he's over 8 years sober. So.
Oh, good. I'm over 8 years without cigar. How about that?
I know. You're fabulous.
No, I'm not fabulous. I always want every time I smell a cigar, I want a cigar. Is that the truth for a drinker? Every time you're near it, oh man, I would like to have a shot of that stuff.
Yep, probably. And then, but you went cold turkey, and that was it.
I love cold turkey. Let's see, beginning the year with the end. So that's fun with Joe game, and then with Galen, There's 6 people in this world who are over 100 years old. I know there's more than 6, but I have 6 of them here.
Okay.
Who have shared with us the things that they eat and drink. And a couple of times what they do. to have enabled them to live to be 116 or 110 or 108 or 115 or 127.
Wow.
There's a lady in here, 127 years old.
I hope my mom was to be at least that old.
Her
birthday's this month.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. The 10 foods and drinks that the 6 oldest people in the world swear by. It's
nice.
When we have Galen on the phone with us this morning. Plus, I want to talk to Galen about getting back to work after a holiday. Was it difficult for you this morning? Like, were you lying in bed thinking, no, I don't want to get up?
No, because we were here on Friday. We were here on Friday and we did stuff on Saturday and Sunday.
Know.
So I did not turn my heat on last night, and I was cozy under the covers, and my alarm went off at like 4, and then I'm looking at it. It's like, I'll just stay here a few more minutes. So, and I did.
But I did that too, and maybe not because it's the first day. Because you're right, we worked all through the holidays, which is what we do. Maybe it's just because it was cold. Maybe I just wanted to stay in the covers because it's cold.
Yeah, me too, because I didn't turn the heat on, and I just love the comforter and the blanket and the sheet, and I just love,
By the way, there's an invention out there that I want to get.
Oh, what's that?
It is a spray bottle of Downy Wrinkle Releaser. You don't need an iron anymore.
Really?
Have you heard about this thing?
No.
Downy makes a product called Wrinkle Releaser.
And
for those people who are like me, and don't even own an iron, I can't even imagine getting out an ironing board. You just spray it. I wonder if it works.
I wonder how wet it stays. I wonder how long it takes to dry. And do you do it when it's like right out of the dryer, or what happens to it?
It's Downy Wrinkle Releaser. It sounds like I'm doing an ad, doesn't it?
Yep, sounds like chemicals to me.
That's okay. It's going on the shirt. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Saudi Arabia severing diplomatic ties with Iran following the storming of the Saudi embassy in Tehran.
The worsening diplomatic crisis between the regional Sunni Shiite rivals coming after 47 people were executed by Saudi Arabia on Saturday. Among them, prominent Shiite clerk Nimr al-Nimr. Saudi government executing al-Nimr for speaking out against the royal family. In response, Iran's deputy foreign minister saying cutting ties does not cover up the mistake of executing a religious figure.
Fox's Paul Stevens. Bahrain also cutting diplomatic ties with Iran. Many riding their new hoverboards are landing in the emergency room. Valley Hospital in Ridgewood, New Jersey treated 14 for hoverboard-related injuries on Christmas Day alone. The popular device worrying some parents.
The safety of it, and I was worried about them falling off it, actually.
Doctors urge riders to wear protective gear. Fox News, we report, you decide.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
Your weekends are getting a little retooled.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out.
New shows? Check. Some new talent. Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
25 minutes before 8 o'clock, 40 degrees, 43 degrees. That's chilly. That's cold. That's cold stuff, right?
Feels good.
All right, let me go through all these things. Good morning, everybody. I sure hope you're doing okay out there. Let's see, there is a ribbon cutting this Wednesday. Mm-hmm. This is a good thing for the new year. If you have a business and you know the value of networking, networking is like, the hip word for the last 10 years of just hanging out with other people who may do business with you, who you may do business with. Anyway, the Chamber of Commerce has always been a great place to do that, and our Chamber of Commerce has teamed up with the Economic Partnership. Is that what they call it?
Yes, Chamber and Economic Partnership.
So, so the Ocala...
the Economic Development Council is what it used to be. Yeah,
so anyways, so we have in our community a combined two groups that combined. I talk for a living, by the way. Ocala, Marion County Chamber and Economic Partnership. That's what I wanted to tell you. So if you join that group, you will have an opportunity to network with other businesses, and it's really kind of a nice thing, and just the frosting on the cake, or whatever you say, is the ribbon cuttings that they have.
Yeah.
So the ribbon cuttings are a great way to kind of get the community aware of the fact that you've got something new, or the fact that you're opening up in the first place. Mm-hmm. There's a little bird out there, Rob. It looks like he's cold. A little sparrow.
Look at him.
Little sparrow.
Look at him running.
He's finding. Where is he finding food? It doesn't look like there could be one morsel of food out there on that concrete, but he's finding things. Maybe bugs, huh?
Probably micro things.
Isn't it amazing how God has food? I mean, isn't it amazing? Everything that lives has a way of getting food.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. No. He teaches.
Back to this. All right, so there's a ribbon cutting this Wednesday, 4:30 in the afternoon. It's at the Symphony Healthcare. Oh, I like that name.
Yeah.
Symphony Healthcare, 2100 Southeast 17th Street in Building 900. The suite is Suite 901. That's located inside the Laurel Run Professional Center. Yep. They're having a ribbon cutting, and they offer medical care with a natural twist. Mm-hmm. Same way you take your water.
That's right.
They utilize a functional format, whereas the focus is on seeking the root cause of the disease and treating naturally if possible. Okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. So I guess they won't be handing out Oreos.
No, I don't think so. But what's neat about the chamber is that if you don't have a brick and mortar building and you just have stuff that you're doing online, or if you're a cleaning service, something like that, they'll have the ribbon cuttings at their place of business, and they'll all have to go through all the formalities. There was a musician one time. He went to the Hilton and they had a ribbon cutting in front of him.
Sure did.
So I mean, don't let not
Grand
having
opening
a
of
brick
a
and mortar
musician
building stop you.
The grand opening.
That's right.
All right, let's see some of the things in the news. One of the things I want to ask Galen about is this one. The dreaded Black Monday and the coaching shakeups that come with it is upon us. That's today. So I have to ask Galen about this. The NFL regular season is over, and as is tradition, many coaches who've been in the hot seat are expected to be given their walking papers today.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa. 2 coaches didn't even survive the weekend. As the Cleveland Browns fired coach Mike Pettine, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, because every time there's 2 ways to pronounce a name, I will get it wrong. Anyway, that was last night that they fired him. And general manager Ray Farmer, I think I got his name right, and the San Francisco 49ers dropped Jim Tomsula after just one season. The Miami Dolphins and Tennessee Titans changed course during the year and will surely do so again as the interim tenures of Dan Campbell and Mike Mularkey wind down. So
wow.
We'll get Galen our sports connection.
That's probably written into their contract, though. They probably say, well, if you're not happy with my performance and you fire me, you owe me extra $1 million or for severance or something.
I'm going to save the heavy stories for last. The next not-so-heavy story is McDonald's is launching their new McPick 2 menu today.
Oh.
Which will allow customers to choose 2 of the following items. Well, no wonder I didn't get it for $2 the other day. I saw the sign up saying, well, how come I didn't get that for $2?
Yeah.
It doesn't start till today.
Oh, well, they either leave the advertising on after the promotion is done or before it. So
the McChicken, the McDouble, the mozzarella sticks, and new small fries. The mozzarella sticks are a new item for McDonald's. The rollout of McPick 2 comes nearly 3 months after the company started serving breakfast all day. The company says the new menu, geared toward value-minded customers, will add additional steam to the restaurant's turnaround.
That's right, because they raised their dollar menu prices from $1 to like $1.29.
But now you get 2 for 2, Robin,
so
which means it goes back to $1.
Oh, good.
2 for 2, and if you put one of those hamburgers in your pocket of your coat and you forget it, and you get a new coat, and you find your old coat 14 years later, and you pull that hamburger out, it'll still look just like the day you bought it.
Yes, it will.
There was a story about that. Did you see that?
No, I did not. Does it like caramelize or something? What does it do?
I don't know.
Petrify?
I have no idea. It's got a lot of preservatives in it.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to buy one and just keep it on a shelf and write the date on it and see what happens.
Puerto Rico is having some money problems. They are likely to miss another debt payment. Their population has been going down amid the economic crisis there, the heavy taxation there, the inefficient government there, and the soaring debt bills there. The island, whose residents are U.S. citizens, never forget, is struggling with debt. Puerto Rico Governor Alejandro Garcia Padilla says the island will not pay $37.3 million owed to bondholders today.
Oh, gee.
And will begin withholding cash from a trust fund devoted to future payments. The move heightens tensions between the U.S. territory and its creditors. Puerto Rico first defaulted on $57.3 million in debt about 5 months ago.
They're going to ask Obama for a bailout.
Maybe it'll be
they'll give him a bailout.
The last thing before they become a state.
Order. Yeah, could be.
All right, so the 2 big ones this morning. President Obama is expected to meet with Attorney General Loretta Lynch today to discuss ways to use executive action to make it more difficult for a, quote, dangerous few, unquote, to gain access to firearms. The president, who announced the meeting in his weekly radio address, did not spell out specific measures. He did recently direct staff members to look into potential executive actions, such as expanding background checks. So I want to cover that a little bit more deeply in just a second, but that's the thumbnail sketch of that story.
Yeah, and they do a good job. I mean, you go to Jerry's Pawn and Gun, they do everything. They do all the background checks. You can't take the gun out of there until they do the check. And It's just ridiculous.
So I have an analysis from the Reuters news agency regarding the gun control options and the legal things he'll have to go through.
It doesn't matter. If the bad guys want, they're going to get those firearms any way they can. So it doesn't matter what he does.
2 stories out of Oregon. The first one is Oregon and California. Both states, as of January 1st, now allow women in those states to buy birth control pills without a prescription.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of dangerous because the birth control pills, there are degrees of the birth control pills. So,
Really?
Wow, yeah.
Oregon this week allowed women who are at least 18 years old to buy over-the-counter birth control pills. In March, so California, Oregon just got started on the 1st, but March is the month for California. California in March will become the second state to implement a similar policy.
Gosh.
So right now, the only state in the union where you can buy birth control pills without a prescription is Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Since January 1st, women in Oregon who are over the age of 18 are allowed to get birth control without a doctor's prescription. The bill was signed into law on July 1st by Governor Kate Brown. At the pharmacy, women are required to fill out a health questionnaire that pharmacists will use to fill the prescription.
Oh, gee.
California's law is set to start in March and has some differences. Notably, there are no age restrictions. Oh, my goodness. No age restrictions. Senators from Colorado and Washington have also introduced bills that are similar to Oregon's new law.
I'd be afraid because birth control, it's a drug. It's a drug.
I don't know anything about really. Gosh.
Years ago.
Let me take a phone call first before we go to the break. Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Yes, good morning. I would point out that in the gun-free nirvana, that is United Kingdom, there are now regulations on what kind of knife you can have in your kitchen drawer. Alas, there is not so much gun violence in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is becoming the stabbing capital of the world.
Really? So I didn't know that. So how do they cut their tomatoes?
Can't do it by regulation alone.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
All right.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to you, too.
Yeah, and you said all those years ago that, people will find a way to do violent things if one of the weapons is taken away.
All right, we'll take a little, let's talk about that on the other side. We'll be right back. That plus the other Oregon story, the 2 Oregon ranchers, which looked like it was going to be another Ruby Ridge or another Waco story, didn't it? But
they had a good thing.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Monday, it'll be partly sunny with a high of 63 to 67. Clear to partly cloudy, breezy and chilly Monday night with a low of 40 to 45 in a few inland spots, 55 right at the coast. Tuesday, partly sunny and breezy. There can be a brief shower or two near the coast. The high around 60 in the north to 68 in the south. And on Wednesday, variable cloudiness with a shower, highs in the mid-60s to low 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
So how can watching a scary film make you happier? When the scary, heart-pounding moments end, we get a surge of feel-good chemicals, which can leave us feeling happy long after the movie is over. The study finds we can save 40 cents per gallon on average buying milk at the drugstore. The first step in breaking a hair-pulling habit is to simply be aware of it, because most nervous habits are done unconsciously.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
That was a quick break. All right, 13 minutes now before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. All right, the one story I didn't give you the thumbnail sketch of before we go into any deepness on any of these. And by the way, your comments on any of these stories or even stories I didn't mention, you're welcome to call in. The number is 622-9622. The 2 Oregon ranchers at the center of an anti-government protest that escalated into an armed takeover of a federal wildlife building are expected to peacefully report to prison today. Dwight Hammond Jr., who is 73 years old, and his son, Stephen Hammond, who is 46 years old, were convicted of arson for fires they started on federal property, and the judge has ordered them to return to prison for 4 years to satisfy minimum sentencing laws. After a rally on Saturday to protest their sentences, armed militia members occupied the headquarters building of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. I might be mispronouncing that wrong. I might be mispronouncing that, sorry. I'm reading and thinking and talking at the same time. Reading, thinking, and talking all at the same time, Rob.
Yes, you multitask.
The Malheur National Wildlife Refuge, 300 miles southeast of Portland. Ammon Bundy, whose father, Cliven Bundy, was involved in a previous standoff with the government, said the group is planning on staying here for years. All right, so let's go back to the gun one first. This is from the Reuters news agency. President Obama is expected to announce new gun control curbs this week, but he will have to decide whether to take bold action that would likely spark a major legal challenge from opponents or a more cautious route that may be less effective, according to legal experts.
Yeah.
The president, who has expressed deep frustration about U.S. gun control regulations after a series of mass shootings at schools and other places during his presidency, said he will meet U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch today to discuss gun control measures that do not require congressional approval.
Of course not.
The president said in his weekly radio address on Friday that he has received, quote, too many letters from parents and teachers and kids to sit around and do nothing, unquote, about the issue. I'm going to stop and just make one little political commentary here. Mm-hmm. And the job of a president, just simply by looking at the word president, is to preside over the government. If you want to lead the government, that's awesome, because that's what you should be doing in addition to presiding. But you should go in there, and the government are, as Robin says, the people on the hill.
That's right.
That is the government. You preside over it. You're the president, the presider over it. You work with them. You get all of those minds to come together to a conclusion. I know President Obama is not the only president that has used executive orders, executive actions, and I don't think they were all so wrong. And I don't mean just Obama's, but any presidents. But at the same time, the truth is, by definition of the job, by job description, your job is to preside over the people who are elected to represent the people. Those are the people in the Senate and the Congress. Well, the House of Representatives. Mm-hmm. Or Congress actually means both houses, but anyway, that's your job. That's your job. Your job is to preside over them and be a leader. Be a leader. Use your amazing ability to speak to the entire world as a way to be a leader. If you believe in these things you're talking about with gun control, that's awesome. We want you to believe in things. We may not agree with you, but we want you to believe in things. Then you get on your podium, you work your leadership skills with the people who you are presiding over, which is Congress, and indirectly you and I mean us.
Exactly.
So talk to them. Don't sit down with a pen and say, you know what? These guys aren't doing anything I want them to do. I'm going to sit down and do my own thing.
Yeah, that's a dictator.
And that comment, by the way, you can extract it from what I just said and apply it to other presidents. It's not just a picking on the Obama. I don't do that. And, you know, if you listen to me. No. But anyway, that's the job. The job is to talk to the country. The job is to lead the country.
Yeah, you don't be a dictator.
The Washington Post and Politico reported last week that one of Obama's main proposals would require some unlicensed gun dealers to get licenses and conduct background checks on potential buyers. Current law exempts smaller dealers who often operate at gun shows and sell online. Obama, who has been thwarted by the Republican-controlled Congress in his push for tighter gun control legislation, could act through an executive order which would be immediate and carry the force of law. It would also almost certainly prompt lawsuits by gun advocates claiming the president lacks the authority to change the legal definition of who must obtain a dealer's license.
Exactly.
Your commentary is welcome if you want to call in, 622-9622. The conservative advocacy group called Freedom Watch plans to sue to block any executive action on gun control. The group's general counsel, Larry Klayman, told Reuters yesterday.
We talked to him a few times. Larry Klayman, we've had him on this show.
An executive order could or would draw immediate comparisons to Obama's initiative aimed at protecting 5 million undocumented immigrants from deportation. Challengers sued and won an injunction that blocked the move. The administration has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to take up that case. Additionally, the president could take the less risky path on guns by directing the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives to redefine its guidance on who is considered a dealer under federal gun law. Are you a dealer? This is me talking now. Are you a dealer if you have a gun that you want to hand down to your grandson? Are you a dealer? Do you have to conduct a background check and submit the paperwork that you did that before you can say to your grandson, this gun's been in my family for 4 generations. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that, or would you be allowed to do that?
I would hope so. Because you're a private party.
Let's see. If Obama took the less risky path, it would be advisory and lack the force of law, which would mean that prosecutors could not rely on it when pursuing small gun dealers. So the lesser of the two routes, the easier one to get done is not going to have much teeth to it. The guidance could be used as evidence that prosecutors made a reasonable interpretation that a dealer needed a license, but it's not binding. That, according to James Jacobs, a law professor at New York University and the author of the 2004 book, Can Gun Control Work?
So then just redefine what the definition of a gun control dealer is, and then you'll have your law, and everybody will be happy.
But what if they redefine it? What if they redefine it so that, Grandpa is now defined as a gun dealer because he's going to hand down his rifle?
Yeah, that would not be good.
To the kids.
That's why you need everybody on board to, take it apart.
And what
piece
it'll
by
do
piece.
is it'll make Grandpa into a criminal.
Exactly.
Because he's not going to do that. He's not going to say, oh, gosh, I got to have a background check on my grandson or my granddaughter.
Yeah.
I have a background check and forget that. Here, take the gun. And they will be breaking the law because of something that's kind of a tradition in America.
Right.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is a disturbing trend in the federalization of everything, and now there are felonies created strictly on, there used to be something called mens rea, criminal intent. A law was created to deal with crimes of intent, robbery, murder. Now we're into real technicalities. A legislative body gone wild, dreaming up new ways to make innocent people into criminals.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is not the job of any legislature, federal, state, or local, to find new ways to make innocent people into criminals.
You're one of the smartest men I know, Jim. Why don't now that you're retired? Why don't you run for office? Why don't you put your hat in the ring?
Exactly.
You got two votes right here.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, you should.
You got 2 votes right here. Yeah.
You should.
All right. Thank you for your insight, Jim.
Have a good day.
Appreciate that. Yeah, well, and that's the way he put it. The way Jim put it is absolutely right. Innocent people would suddenly become criminals simply because they're gifting a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Obama could choose an even more cautious route and direct the ATF to begin the formal administrative rulemaking process to change its regulations for who is considered a firearms dealer under the existing Gun Control Act. Agency action that includes the chance for public comment would create an enforceable rule that would likely pass legal muster, but that process probably would not conclude before the president leaves office in January of next year.
And that's where the stickler is, because he wants to do everything before he leaves by himself and say, oh, look what I did during my administration.
Lawmakers could still try to block such ATF rulemaking by denying the agency funding, particularly funds for enforcing the rule if it was passed in the face of congressional opposition. The bottom line is the Second Amendment of the Constitution guarantees the right of Americans to keep and bear arms.
Exactly.
That's really the bottom line here.
That's right.
That's what our founding fathers saw as important. It was not to allow us to go hunting. It was to protect us not only from intruders in our homes, but also intruders who might be wearing uniforms of our own government. We're supposed to be able to protect ourselves from all enemies, domestic and foreign, right?
That's right.
Isn't that how it goes?
Exactly.
And if they make law, it's the bumper sticker again. If you make them illegal, guess who owns them? If you outlaw them, who owns them? Outlaws.
Exactly.
It's that simple bumper sticker mentality.
That's simple.
Regardless of what Obama might take, what steps Obama might take to increase the number of dealers who must conduct background checks, legal experts said that he cannot accomplish his desired gun control agenda like boosting oversight of gun show sales through executive action alone. And I'll leave you with this one quote from Adam Winkler, who's a law professor at UCLA. His book is called Gunfight: The Battle Over the Right to Bear Arms in America. He said, quote, "This won't really close the gun show loophole. It will only narrow that loophole. This is going to marginally increase the number of people who have to get a license." All right, well, the reason there wasn't a whole lot to talk about with the Oregon story, by the way, is because I guess those guys are turning themselves in. So.
Yeah, but they did the right thing because the government told them they couldn't use that as their land. It was eminent domain.
Oh, I'm on their side.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the way they did it, but I'm on their side. All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President back from vacation is expected this week to take executive action to tighten background checks for gun buyers. GOP presidential candidates responding.
Jeb Bush on Fox News Sunday.
To use executive powers he doesn't have is a pattern that is quite dangerous.
Donald Trump told CBS Face the Nation the problem is not guns, but mental health. Executive action on guns would likely face legal challenges.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Floodwaters still rising in parts of the Midwest. North of St. Louis and towns like Meridosha, the Illinois River is expected to reach record levels before receding.
It's rising all day long. When we get up in the morning, it's like 6 more inches.
The body of a teenager was pulled from floodwaters, bringing to 25 the number of deaths in Illinois and Missouri. Wall Street expected to have a rough start to the new year. Asian markets tumbled amid concerns of the economy. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Put your money to work. Florida Credit Union has a money